Hi, welcome to the Crafty Tinkerer. I'm Nicole, and this week I am going to talk about my finished Strange Brew cardigan and a couple of other small projects I've been working on. So the day I am recording is Sunday, November 3rd. And I finished my cardigan last night. Fully finished, except for the couple ends that I forgot to weave in the arms, which I thought I'd done all the weaving in of ends, and then last night I went to put it on and realized I hadn't. And trying to weave in ends after the sweater has been blocked is a bit of a pain in the neck. So maybe it'll get done, maybe it won't. But anyway, here, dun da da, is the sweater. My dog is coming down the hallway to see what I am doing. Some days I miss having a carpet. Other days I don't. So Friday I cut it open. I'll post a picture of what I'm talking about, where I marked out with yellow yarn where to cut. Because the sweater was large, I decided to make the steek bigger so that I could take a couple of inches out of it. And I do have two now. Okay, let me not get ahead of myself. So I did that on Friday and I ran out of time. And then Saturday I set up the sewing machine, and I had a large cut here, like there was about that much fabric. And so what I did, and I will put in pictures, was I sewed a bit closer to where I wanted it to be. I just wanted, you know, a small little strip so that I could cover it with ribbon and be on my merry way. And so I did. I sewed in two places, one on each side. And then I cut again in two places. Now the original cut I wasn't sure how it was gonna go, since I never finished that practice mug cozy. I'm still on the ribbing for that. So I never even did a test cut before I took the scissors to this sweater. Right. So my hand was shaking. Wasn't sure how it was going to go. Was pretty confident, you know, the wool is sticky enough. I know that, you know, my neighbor did a great job sewing up on either side of where I was going to cut. I wasn't too concerned, but, you know, there's always like that 0.5% where you're like, oh, but will it fray? Will it like ping out? I don't know. I don't think so, because, you know, I mean, this wool practically sticks to itself when it's in a ball. So anyway, yeah, Saturday I cut in 2 more places. I picked out the ribbon. I wanted to do a thinner ribbon, but I couldn't get it to go over where, you know, to fully cover the steek part. So I had to go with a bit of a thicker ribbon, which is fine. I mean, nobody is actually seeing the ribbon unless I'm showing it off. So it's on the inside of my sweater. Then I had to hand sew the ribbon down. One thing I am not good at is hand sewing. It just takes me so long. My poor little fingers get poked. And so it took me several hours to hand sew these 2 ribbons on the inside of my cardigan. But dun, 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 I am finished. Yeah, I have successfully finished a cardigan, which I can't wear in this room because it's too warm. Luckily, the temperatures here in New York have gone down. It was 30 degrees when I woke up this morning. We had frost on the grass and on the leaves and on the roof and on the cars. So I will be able to wear this out. So I guess I finished it just in time. Although not having cut the steek didn't hold me back from wearing it out. I was wearing it as a faux cardigan in a few places. But now I just won't have the big lump in the middle of the sweater. So there you have it. If you want to knit a sweater, you can do it. So thank you all for encouraging me and keeping me going. I am not sure if I would have finished this sweater if I had not created a YouTube channel. There were times where I just thought, nope, this isn't happening. But then I'm like, it has to, because it has to. It just has to. So it did. So thank you. And yeah, that is all I have on this sweater. It's all she wrote. So it's going to go on a hanger in the closet so I can wear it out and about, because I certainly cannot wear it in the house. And I'm already thinking about what the next sweater I would like to knit is. You know, I already did, if you've been watching, I did a short sleeve Strange Brew sweater. I don't know. I was thinking about doing a pullover, but I still have the Gramps pattern by Tin Can Knits with a shawl collar. And since I didn't put pockets in this sweater, which is getting on my nerves, by the way, I keep wearing it and reaching for pockets. But I don't want to cover the design on the front with pockets. And so I don't think it's getting pockets. So this is where I'm going with the Gramps sweater. I might do that one next, but I'm not sure. I've had too much going on. The past couple of weeks have been very busy for me and my family. I was working as an election inspector during early voting in New York, which today, November 3rd, is the last day for early voting in New York for this election for November 5th, 2019. And we had a couple of birthday parties, throw in a little bit of a stomach bug, cleaning out the gutters, raking leaves, you know, all the fall stuff you get to do in New England. It's been a busy couple of weeks. I haven't had much time for knitting, and so I have not made a lot of progress with either of the projects I'm working on. So first, I'll say that if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I started a Christmas ball. I have not progressed on this at all because I need to focus on the Fair Isle, and I haven't had a place where I could knit this doing that. So hopefully the yarn that I'm using for this Christmas ball is the Elemental Effects that I picked up from the Perfect Blend in Saugerties. And so far I'm liking it. It's a little bit thinner than the Jamiesons of Shetland, I feel. Especially the white. I'm not sure why, but I like it. So it's also Shetland wool. It just feels a little bit thinner to me. The white. The red is the same, probably. I don't know if maybe it's just this one particular ball, but because, yeah, the red isn't quite as thin as the white. Anyway, that's that. So I've been working on that a little bit, and then exciting project. Oh, before I move on though, I'm following a pattern from Arne and Carlos's 55 Christmas Balls to Knit book. The book itself has gone back to the library, and I have it on hold again. So I should probably just buy a copy because I practically take the book out like every year. Well, I do take the book out every year, 2 years in a row now. So, and Arne and Carlos did just re-release the book again for North America, so it'll probably be easier to get my hands on a copy. But I love my library. So, okay, on to the exciting project. When I went to India Untangled, I picked up this ball of Farmer's Daughter's fibers. The color is called Ode to Autumn, and there is one of my hairs. This is 400 yards, and it is fingering weight. So I got that at India Untangled. And then when I went to the Emma's Yarn Trunk Show at the Perfect Blend Yarn and Tea Shop, I picked up a skein, well, it's actually one of their Hella Hanks, which is 600 yards of fingering weight. This color is called Ghost Stories, and I got it because I thought these two would go well together. So here they are. I wound them this week on the back of my computer chair. As usual, I think I'm going to ask Santa for a ball winder this year. So that was one evening. And then I cast on this great project that I saw on Instagram. I follow the designer, Knit Boop, which I will put here. And I have no idea how this is pronounced. It is a Korean word, and I am saying it as Bojaggi. I will put it down here, how it's spelled. When I saw this, I was like, this is definitely the project for these 2 yarns. So my friend Rachel, who I went to India Untangled with, also bought these 2. We were enabling each other a little bit. Definitely go places with fiber friends. They'll encourage you to buy more stuff. So we decided that we were going to do a project at the same time, sort of like our own mini knit along, without, you know, the pressure of being in an actual knit along. Because I knit pretty slowly, and that's part of the problem with me with knit alongs, depending on what the project is. Like recently I signed up for the Granny Glittens knit along on Ravelry, and I think that I can do mittens pretty easily in a month with all this other stuff going on. So that should have been a sidebar, but anyway, so Rachel and I have our own little knit along, and we're both knitting this shawl. It has garter, which is what I'm working on now. This is 2 evenings in between this and that of progress for me. And it also has some lace, and it has a technique that I haven't even done yet, so I can't remember what it's called. Mosaic. It has some mosaic knitting in it as well. So that will be a new skill for me, a new type of knitting. I've never done mosaic before. But I'm really excited to see how this shawl is going to come out. This will only be my 3rd shawl. I did one for my daughter, which I always forget about because she takes the stuff that I knit for her and she puts it in a drawer in her dresser to keep it safe, which I totally love. However, I always forget what I've made for her. So that was the first shawl I ever did, and the pattern I used for that was Boom. Can't remember who it was by right now. And actually, that's the shawl that comes up in the end screen with all my social media information. That's the shawl I made for my daughter. And then I did another one with a skein of Pandia's Jewels yarn, and I'll put the name of that one and a picture up here. If you have been watching from the beginning, you'll probably remember that one because I did it after I cast on this sweater. It was like one of those in-between projects. I'm pretty sure it was just after this Hat Dana. So yeah, my memory is not always that great. I literally have to write down everything in a calendar. I keep a bullet journal actually, just so that I remember what's going on. Yeah, so those are the only 2 shawls I've done. So this will be my 3rd shawl. It will be the biggest one that I've ever done, and probably, I don't know how long it's gonna take. Because it's fingering weight and I have 1,000 yards, it'll probably take a little while. So yeah, and I'm knitting Christmas balls in between and whatever else my kids request, or, you know, but I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to actually have it finished. Oh, and I'm starting out on US 6 needles. So that's not too bad. I mean, it gives it a nice fabric. And then once I get, can't remember if it's the mosaic section or the lace section, I switch to a size smaller. So that's all I have for this week. I am so excited that my sweater is finished. So excited. And now, you know, I've got all these other smaller projects. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed and everyone who has watched. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you aren't subscribed and would like to, there should be a button down here. You can click it and press the bell to get notifications. And if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions for me, please feel free to leave them in the comments section below. Have a great day.